Hi there and welcome to this week's Golf Equipment Q&A. I'm Valerie Melvin, I'm here with Frank Thomas and we're in the Frankly Frog Putting Studio where it's our mission to help you improve your putting.
Correct.
Yes, if you're coming to Orlando, you know where to come for a quick putting lesson, get a nice little tune-up for your game. Now, to this week's question. Question was again a putting related question from Brian.
By the way, I'm glad to see these many putting questions because 45% of your score is made on the putting green, and we spend about 40% of our time on the green. On the entire time we play golf, about 40% of it's on the green.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to help you. So, to the question, which I thought was a really, really good question. It was from Brian, and he wanted to know, Frank, about uphill and downhill putts and how much they break.
Do they break the same, you mean?
Yeah, do they break the same?
No, Brian, they don't. An uphill putt will not break as much as a downhill putt on the same slope. So, and the reason for that, and this is not intuitive, the reason for that is that an uphill putt you have to hit harder, and it's going to take less time to get to the hole than a downhill putt from the same distance that you don't have to hit quite as hard, and it takes a longer time to get down to the hole. And so the period of time that the ball is traveling is very critical, because the longer that is, the more time gravity has to act on it. So a downhill putt will break approximately 2 or 3 times more than an uphill putt on the same slope.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's not what you actually intuitively believe, but then when you start to think about it, I think it is. I think you're right, Frank.
Oh, thank you.
Now to the second part of Brian's question, which I thought was actually even better than the first part, because I've heard this, it's sort of conventional wisdom in golf, isn't it? A lot of people, give you advice, your playing partners and stuff. Brian's friend says that if he misses a putt and the ball misses the hole and it travels past, he's to watch the line on which the ball travels, because that'll help him with the next putt.
And you must putt back along the same line?
Back along the same line.
Now, Brian, that's a problem, because you have to understand, first of all, as the ball is passing the hole, it's slowing down, and it's slowing down fairly rapidly, and it's that last foot of the putt where the putt really breaks quite a bit. That's because the ball is rolling very slowly, and there's a phenomenon called precession, and as the ball slows down, it's going to precess more, and so it's going to take a fairly significant curve, and you don't want to putt back along that same curve because you're going to miss the putt.
Yeah, because you're hitting it hard. Presumably it's travelling faster when you hit the putt.
When you hit the putt coming back.
back.
Oh yeah, and when you hit a putt coming back, you must hit it so it hits the back of the hole, the back of the wall.
Right.
So, as an example, I have a little hole here. Now, if the ball is coming at about 1.5 miles an hour, it's going to go over the front lip and it's going to hit the back wall of the cup. If it's traveling at 3 miles an hour, it's going to hit the top lip and it'll probably bounce over. So it's got to be lower than 3 miles an hour, but ideally the optimum speed is about 1.5 miles an hour. You don't want to try and dive the putt into the hole, because, as I said, the last 6 inches or foot, certainly, the ball is going to just die on you, and if it is any break, it's going to come right off. So hit the ball at about 1.5 miles an hour, and then if it's going past the hole by about 2 feet, reassess, get ready to go, hit with confidence, and don't putt outside the hole on an average putting, on an average speed, average slope. So have confidence, and don't try and follow where the ball came from, because you're going to miss the putt that way.
I've been thinking about this, Frank, and I'm a reasonably accomplished golfer.
Plus one handicap.
Well, I have good days and bad days, mainly good days, but I've been thinking about this, and I think this can really help my putting, because I've really been paying attention to side hill slopes and that sort of thing when I read a putt, but I don't pay as much attention as I should to downhill versus uphill. So I'm gonna improve my score because of this.
Yeah, I think many people will if they understand it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of research done on this. A guy called Templeton did some very good work on putting and parabolic putting and vector putting, which is a little more complex than I'd like to present to people. It just throws them off a little bit. But there are some formulas which you'll present sometime down the line to try and help you on the initial break. But use your instincts.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for checking in this week. We hope this helped you, and we'll be back in touch next week. But until then,
may the frog be with you. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Find your frog at franklyfrog.com. Ribbit.